Hare Krishna. Welcome you all for our e-Gurukula sessions. And today is a Monday. We have a verse for the week session. So the main purpose of learning these verses are to learn how to pray to the Lord. Right? Because verses are the spoken by great personalities. Like Mother Kunthi series we are learning now, prayers by Queen Kunthi. Then there are prayers by Gajendra, prayers by Prahlad, prayers by Dhruva. So many wonderful, whole Bhagavatam is filled with wonderful prayers. And so that we learn how to pray. Because if you don't pray, then we will become prey. So first pray, what is the spelling for the prayer? Pray to the Lord. What is the spelling for that pray? What is the spelling?
P-R-A-Y.
P-R-A-Y, correct. But then if you don't pray, then we will become prey to Maya. Prey to this world.
P-R-A-Y.
Yeah. You understand? Like birds became prey to the hunter's net. They got caught into the hunter's net. So the same way, if we don't learn how to pray, then we will become prey to Maya's network. And this material world will catch us, and then a lot of bad habits, and then the bad behavior, all these things gets added up. So, but then if we pray to the Lord, then He will give us the good intelligence. He will give us the good idea, so that we never become prey. So that's why we have these verses for the week. So not only to memorize the verses, but yes, to absorb our consciousness and pray to the Lord. So this Sunday, how many of you attended those wisdom tale sessions? You learned about Bhagavad Gita topper. How many of you?
That's how things
Yeah, correct. So was he able to recite the verses? Yes or no?
No problem.
Yeah, but still he became the topper. Huh? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave him a certificate. You passed. Interesting, no? So this is a main thing. We should not forget the essence. Not to forget to the purpose of our learnings, to develop connections. And yes, for that matter, yes, if you have ability, we should surely try how to learn to pronounce, how to memorize, how to understand the links and all. But if that is not happening, all right, but not at the cost of forgetting the goal, means and the goals. Both things we should keep it clear. So let us begin our today's prayers. Om Ajnantimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahavana Raghunathan Tam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahavana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarudasya Kripa Sindhu Bhyaye Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So anyone remember what is the verse number? Mother Kunti's prayers to begin with. I was watching one video, children, they were reciting Bhagavad Gita shlokas. You ask them any verse number. Or you ask them any plus minus verse numbers also. They were immediately able to call. Interesting it was. So anyone remember what is the verse number? Mother Kunti's prayers? No, not this is not a complete digit. It's very logical. Okay, you can remember. It's a okay. It's a I'll just open here. See 1 point. See first canto. Yeah. So 1.8.18. 1.8 and then add up, that becomes 18. Add up means not 1 plus 8, but 1 and 8 put it together, that becomes 18. So this is the beginning of the prayers. In case if you are getting disturbance in the noise, in the sound, you let me know. Okay. Sometime. So let's recite the prayers. 1, 8, 18. Okay. Yeah, 1, 8, 12, 15, they all before this goes. 1, 8, 18 is the beginning of the Mother Kunti's prayers. Kunti vacha namaste purusham tvadyam ishwaram prakrute param alaksham sarvabhutanam antarbahiravastitam maya javanika channam ajnadhokshajamavyayam न लक्ष्यसे मूढ़दृशा नटो नाट्यधरो यथा तथा परमहंसानां मुनीनां अमलात्मनां भक्ति योग विधानार्थं कथं पश्येमहि स्त्रियः कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांघ्रये. Then she compares Devaki and her fortune. Yatha ऋषिकेश खलेन देवकी कंसेन रुद्धाति चिरं शुचार्पिता विमोचिताहं च सहात्मजा विभो त्वयैव नाथेन मुहुर्विपद्गणात्. So word vipada, right? That's what she lists down. What all the vipadas came. Next verse. Vishan mahagne purushad darshanad asat sabhaya vanavasakhushata मृधे मृधे अनेक महारथास्रतो द्रौण्यश्चतश्चास्म हरेरभिरक्षिता. She asked for more vipadas. She lists down not to stop, but she asks more. Vipada santuta shashvat tatra tatra jagadguru bhavato darshanam yatsyad punarbhava darshanam. Yeah. Then she says why she's asking vipadas, so that she can be able to pray to the Lord, because if we have opulences, one will not be able to pray. Then she says Janma Ishwarya Shruta Shri Bhiri Dhama Namadapuman Naivarhati Abhidatum Vai Tvamakin Jana Gocharam. And then she says, to whom you are a property. Namo Akinchana Vittaya Nivrutta Gunavrittaye Atma Ramaya Shantaya Kaivalya Pataye Namaha. Then are you differentiating between those who are rich and poor, like that, or those who are demand and are demoniac? No, no. Lord is equal to all. It is up to us how we approach. Then she says, I think, Manne Tvam. Manye Tvam Kalameshanam Anadinidhanam Vibhum Samam Charantam Sarvatra Bhutanam Yanmitha Kali. Yeah, then she gives Lord's different avatars he has taken. Yeah, Lord's understanding, and the next verse is Lord's different avatars, and then the Gopi, 3 verses. Naveda kaschid bhagavan shikiršitam taveha manasyanana vidambanam nayasya kaschid daitosti karhi chid dveshasya yasmin vishamatirnanam. Then she lays down, Lord, you have taken your birth and activities. Although you are unborn, but you take birth. Although you don't have to do any activities, but you do. That's a janma and karma. Janma karma cha vishvatman najasya karturatmanah tiryam nisheshu yadasu tadatyanta vidambanam. Vidambanam. It's very bewildering. Lord, you take avatars among aquatics, humans, animals. You need not to do anything, but still you take all these person. And then she says one of the famous verse, bewildering, how your acts are bewildering. Gopya dade tvai kruta vasida matavad yate dasha shrukalilanjana sambhramaksham Vaktram niniya bhayabhavanaya stitasya samam vimohayati bhirapi yad bhiveti. So it's fear personified is fearful of you, but you are afraid of Mother Yashoda. These acts are bewildering me. And the next 3 verses, 32, 33, 34, she gives the reason why, Lord, you take birth, why you appear. Kechidahuram jatam punyashlokasya kirtaye yado priyasyanvavaye malayasaiva chandanam. So to glorify the pious kings, like Yadu especially. Just as Chandan appears in Malaya hills, they become famous. Like that you appear in the Yadu dynasty to glorify the kings. Then she says the reason of, anyone remember any other reason what she says? This is a one reason to glorify the pious kings and especially Yadus. The next, somebody prayed for you to appear. Who is that? Two personalities, one is here and one is the next. Yeah, to protect the demigods, correct? Yeah, that is the next one. Next to next, yeah. Next, I think, yeah, not next. Yeah. The Vasudeva and Devaki, they prayed. Brahma and Bhumi Devi after that, yeah. Apare Vasudevasya Devakyam Yachito Bhyagat Ajastva Samasya Kshemaya Vadhaya Chasuradvisham. The Vasudeva and Devaki, they prayed for him. So you can remember, he appeared in a Yadu dynasty, and then he accepted a Vasudeva and Devaki as his father and mother. And then for what reason? Because Brahma had asked them to come. So that's why Mother Earth, to relieve the burdens of the Mother Earth. Then he says, Bharavataranayanne bhuvona vaivo dadho sidantya bhuri bharena. Just as a boat, jato hi atma bhuvarthitaha bhuvona vaivo dadho. So jato hi atma bhu. Atma bhu is who? Who is that atma bhu? Jato hi atma bhu va iva arthita. For his purpose you appeared, because he prayed. That's atma bhu, it's swayam bhu.
Brahma.
Yeah, correct. Brahma. So self-born. Self-born means, of course, not that automatically born, but without any mother or father. From Lord's navel he came up. Lord was mother and father for him. And then what happened by discussing this Lord's activities and all? He performs his wonderful activities, and for that purpose also you appear. That was our last week. We stopped at this verse. So let us discuss this verse today. Very, very important. Among all this is a fourth reason Mother Kunti says why you appear. Among all the reasons, this is maybe very, very relevant for you and me. Before the 32nd verse, she says about you appeared for a Yadu kings. 33rd verse, she said that Vasudeva and Devaki and to protect the demigods, the pious. Then the 34th verse, she says that Brahma and Mother Earth reason. Now she sees very, very amazing reason. Bhavesmin klishyamanana. Klishya. So what is the meaning by klishya? Klishyamanana. Those were klesha. You remember where the word comes klesha? Recently, the shloka session you might have studied kleshas. Miseries. Yeah. Sufferings. Adit Bhautik, Adi Daivik, Adi Atmik. Correct? You remember the three kleshas. So klishamana. Yeah. So those who are suffering. So that's where the word klishya here comes. So you should remember whenever you study any shlokas and all, you'll find the many familiar words so that it will help us to remember the key words at least of the shlokas. Then you can just search in Vedabase, you'll be able to quote that shlokas. So klishya manana. Bhavesmin. Bhave means in this earth, right? In the creation. So living entities are suffering. And what is the reason of suffering? Avidya. The next word is written. Avidya kama karmapi. So vidya and avidya. This is opposite. Avidya means misscience and kama means desire. Huh? Yeah. Avidya kama karmapi. Okay. Bhavismin klishyamananam avidya kama karmapi. And then how they can get relieved? They are not so great kings or they are not so great devotees like you will appear in their family. But no, God is coming in their lives also. Exactly the same as how he came for Vasudeva and Devaki. Maybe more closer than Vasudeva. So Lord came for Vasudeva and Devaki and went away. But for this reason here he is coming so close to remain with us permanently. So how it is possible? Third line, Shravana Smaranarhani, so that we can remember the Lord's wonderful activities. Shravana Smararhani, Shravana means hearing, and Smarana means remembering. So Shravan should lead to Smaran. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smarana. You remember those 9 processes, right? So Shravan should lead to Smaran. So Shravana Smararhani, Karishyan iti kechana. So you perform these wonderful activities, performs, Karishan, Karna. Hindi they say Karna, right? Karishan. May perform, iti means thus, Kechana means the others. Others say that, so that's what. And yet others say that you appeared for the sake of rejuvenating the devotional service of hearing, remembering, worshipping, and so on. Why? So that with that process, the conditioned soul, bhavesmin klishyamanana, those who are suffering from the material pangs, might take advantage and gain liberation. So Krishna comes to give us this, he performs various activities and all, so that we can perform this wonderful process. So who says this process? Anyone remember? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Arjanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam, Iti Bhaktische. That next verse also. These are the 9 processes. Oh, my father, you go and Vrindavan and you perform this 9 process. Right. So that's why Mother Kunthi is telling, yet others say. Right. So, I mean, she learned all these things and she's quoting all others says. Okay, so let us take recitation. Simple, no? All of you understood the words? Karishan means karna, iti means thus, kechana means the others, or koi. Or koi कहता है कि you perform various activities so that becomes a subject matter for Shravana and Smarana. And Arhani means what? Arhani means worship. Arhani, Archana. Yes, Archana means worship, Arhani. Yeah. So Shravanam, Smaranam, Arhani, Karishan, Itikej. Simple, all of you understood the words? Okay, so let us take recitation. Who would like to repeat after us? First 2 lines, then next 2 lines, and then the whole shloka. Okay. Yeah. So I will say the first line, you repeat after me. All of you also keep mute your own places, but then recite yourself also, so that you learn. Bhavesmin klishyamananam
Bhavesmin Krishyamana.
Bhaves. No, no. I will say every time. I will say you repeat. I will say and you repeat. Yeah. Bhavesmin Klishyamananam.
Bhavesmin Krishyamana.
Bhavesmin Klishyamananam.
Bhavesmin Krishyamana.
Avidya Kama Karmabhi.
Avidya Kama Karmapi.
Avidya Kama Karmabhi.
Avidya Kama Karmapi.
Avidya Kama Karmabhi.
Avidya Kama Karmapi.
Okay, now both line I will say, then you repeat both lines. Bhavesmin Klishyamananam Avidya Kama Karmabhi.
Bhavesmin Krishyamana. Avidya Kama Karmapi.
Bhavesmin Klishyamananam Avidya Kama Karmabhi.
Bhavesmin Krishyamana. Avidya Kama Karmapi.
Bhavesmin Klishyamananam Avidya Kama Karmabhi.
Bhavesmin Krishyamana. Avidya Kama Karmapi.
Yeah, thank you. Next devotee who has raised hand, Jashit Pro, you will repeat. So remember the words, okay? Shravana, Shravana Smarana, that word Shravana, and then Smarana. Shravana Smarana Arhani.
Shravana Smarana Arhani.
Yeah, correct. Shravana Smarana Arhani.
Shravana Smarana Arhani.
Shravana Smarana Arhani.
Shravana Smarana Arhani.
Karishan iti kechana.
Karishyam iti kechana.
Karishan iti kechana.
Karishyam iti kechana.
Karishan iti kechana.
Karishyam iti kechana.
Shravana smarana arhani karishan iti kechana.
Shravana Smarana Arhani. Karishyam iti kechana.
Shravana smarana arhani karishan iti kechana.
Shravana Smarana Arhani. So you can repeat again.
Karishan, kari. We say sabji kari.
Karishan
Kechana. Kechana. Kitchen. We say kitchen, na? Kitchen. For a keys we keep kitchen. So kechana. Shravana smarana arhani karishan iti kechana.
Shravana Smarana Arhani Karishan iti kichana.
Kechana. So K and E, na? So K, it becomes K. Okay. So now I will say the whole shloka, and then any three devotees, especially those who are not repeated, they can take, or raise your hands who's ever want to repeat, then we'll give a chance one by. Bhavesmin klishyamananam avidya kama karmabhi shravana smaranarhani karishan iti kechana. Yes, Divyesh Prabhu, Manvik Prabhu, and then third, okay, same, Hari Ram Gopal. Okay, yeah.
Can I say?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, bro. Bhavesmin klishyamananam avidya kama karma bhi shravana smarana ani karishyam iti kechana.
Yeah, thank you. Nice.
Yo,
Divyesh Prabhu has a tune also. Good. Yeah, next, Manvik Prabhu, yeah.
Okay, Prabhu. Bhavesmin klishyamananam avidya kama karmabhi shravanam smarana arhani karishyam iti kechana.
Oh, too fast. Very nice. Very fast. Very good. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, yes.
भवेस्मिन् क्लिश्यमानानाम् अविद्या कामकर्मभिः श्रवणस्मरणर्हाणि करिष्यन् इति केचन.
Yeah, thank you. Prahlad Prabhu, you want to try? You are remaining, I think.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Bhavismin klishyamananam avidya kama karmabhi Shravana smarana rani karishyani kechana.
Perfect. Thank you. So this is a shloka for all of us. This shloka is for you, me, and every one of us because this is our situation. So that's why we have to take advantage of Shravanam. Shravanam is the most important. You remember this Sunday session also we showed you. This Sunday or last Sunday, I think. And Dhanurdas was hearing from his spiritual master, Shravana. So that we should also take advantage. So that by that what will happen when we do hearing and remembering and worshipping the Lord, Shravana, Smarana, Arhani, so that we can get cleared of all our sufferings, all our ignorance, avidya, kama karma, our own fruitive works, our own wrong desires, everything becomes cleared. Okay, so once again we'll recite. Bhavesmin klishyamananam avidya kama karmabhi shravanasmaranarhani karishan iti kechana. So Prabhupada says just few words we'll see from Prabhupada's purport. Yeah. So Lord appears every millennium. Accept the Supreme Lord and render devotional service to Him. Lord is great, living beings are subordinate, so it is our duty to serve Him. Unfortunately, being illusion, misunderstanding, so one becomes a servant of the senses, of his material desires. So this desire is called as avidya. So Prabhupada connected that word. So, and then one falls into the cycle of birth and death. So unless therefore one is beyond the boundary of this science, one cannot get rid of kleshas, threefold miseries. Prabhupada is right. But Lord is so kind, out of his causeless mercy, then he gives us the principles of devotional service consisting of hearing, chanting, remember these 9 processes Prabhupada lists down. Adoption of all the above mentioned or any one of them can help us, the conditioned soul, get out of the tangle of this science and thus become liberated. This is a beauty. This particular type of mercy is bestowed upon living beings by the Lord in the form of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, giving us the simple Kirtanam, Shravanam, Smaranam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So now we are entering into the last phase of Mother Kunthi's prayers. Now you see Mother Kunthi first, she glorifies the Lord's greatness and how you appeared, what are your activities, and then the how she is like a woman cannot understand. She begs for the mercy. Now last verse says she literally prays, you cut down my attachments. You make me always remember you. So now the last phase, now that's how the etiquette is. First glorify the greatness of the Lord, then establish how you are so kind by giving us these nice processes, and then at the end do yachana. We can beg for the kindness of the Lord upon us also. Okay, so we can remember these verses, at least some keywords. Bhavesmin klishyamanana avidya kama karmabi shravana smaranarhani karishan iti kechana. That's why you appeared, O Lord. Thank you all very much for joining and giving all of your kind association. Let us end with Vaishnav Pranam. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Prabhupada Jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.